Hey everyone, it's Nick Handley for another edition of Handley's Big Red Diamond Cuts. Is Nebraska getting ready for regional play as they will be in the Clemson Regional taking on Oklahoma State? Yes, a blast from the past from the old Big 8 and Big 12 days. But this isn't your grandfather's Oklahoma State team. This is a team that comes in ranked second in the Big 12 in pitching, but dead last in the Big 12 when it comes to their offense. They do have some good power in their infield, but that's where there's a significant drop-off after guys like Donnie Walton and J.R. Davis. When you take a look at the pitching, though, they are led by a freshman and a sophomore, Thomas Hatch and Elliot Jensen. These are two very good arms that Nebraska is probably going to have to deal with, although neither coach has named a Game 1 starter. So that's what we know about Oklahoma State, who finished second in the Big 12, much like Nebraska finishing second in the Big 10 regular season. For Nebraska, it comes down to this. Can Scott Schreiber play? We know now that it's an abdominal injury. He's going to be a game-time decision. And we saw what Nebraska's offense looked like without Scott Schreiber in the lineup in the Big Ten tournament. The good news is Nebraska has played without Scott Schreiber throughout the year, and they have won some big games. But we definitely saw the difference in the offense where you have to actually pitch to certain guys, and you can also pitch around other guys. When you have Scott Schreiber in the lineup, you can't have the luxury of walking guys like Ben Miller. So for Nebraska, we'll see offensively if they can get a boost from Scott Schreiber. Even if he does play, expect him to probably be limited to designated hitting duties. The good news is for Nebraska, once again entering the regional tournament, they are loaded in the bullpen and their starting pitcher. Never saw Jake Myers in the Big Ten tournament because of Nebraska's early exit from Omaha. So you would look at Matt Waldron, Derek Burkhamper, Jake Myers, and not specifically in that order. Darren Erstad has not, at least as of now, released his starter for Oklahoma State. Could it be Matt Waldron? Could it be Derek Burkhamper? Maybe even Jake Myers. Now, the issue with Jake Myers is they don't typically like to pitch Jake Myers right away and then have to play another game where he has to come back and play in right field. So that might limit their opportunity to throw Jake in game number 1. Matt Waldron has looked like more the consistent pitcher. Maybe he gets Nebraska off and running against Oklahoma State. Derek Burkhamper, when he's on, we know that he has good enough stuff, in fact, the best stuff that we've seen. And don't rule out Max Knutson, a good throwing lefty who has been throwing very well in midweek starts as of late. That could be the wild card. Defensively for Nebraska, also, you need to see more out of them. In the Big Ten tournament, it wasn't only the lack of offense, it was some uncharacteristic mistakes in both their losses to Michigan State and Indiana that really led to big innings for both the Spartans and the Hoosiers. Nebraska will have to lock it back up defensively like they have the majority of the season. More than anything, the winner of this game getting Clemson, the hottest team in college baseball right now, a team that put up 18 runs in the ACC championship to win that tournament. As we know, the ACC, one of the very best conferences in college baseball. Should be a fun regional. It's Nebraska taking on Oklahoma State. The winner will take on Western Carolina and Clemson. And the loser, of course, playing the loser of that matchup later on Friday night. First pitch for Nebraska and Oklahoma State is at 11 a.m. with the pregame at 10:30 a.m. You can see that, and I should say you can listen to that on AM 590 ESPN Omaha. That's another edition of Handley's Big Red Diamond Cuts. Find out more at am590ESPNradio.com and KMTV.com.